September this born. Our love gives me warmth and shelter. Sounds like music and it smells so sweet. Grace and beauty are the constant beat. Horses around me and I feel like I'm home. 'Cause I'm wild about bonds. 'Cause I'm wild about bonds. 'Cause I'm wild about bonds. Wild about bonds.
Since I was born, I dreamed of being a Budweiser Clydesdale.
The Budweiser Clydesdale legacy continues here at Warren Springs Ranch. 340 acres of rolling pastures, midpoint between St. Louis and Kansas City. It is here that future Hitch geldings are born.
To make our Budweiser Clydesdale team, they have to have the blaze face, the white blaze face, the 4 white legs, be a good solid bay in color, and a dark mane and tail.
Every year, thousands of people tour the Budweiser Clydesdale breeding facility in Boonville, Missouri, to see and even touch these gentle giants, and ooh and ah over their cute babies who weigh an average of 150 pounds at birth.
This one's taking a nap. That's a baby.
We'll introduce you to a celebrity at that time. I'm not telling you who, but I think you will all be very excited about it.
Isn't he soft? Go ahead and pass this around. Just don't drop it on your toe or your neighbor's toe. There you go. Now, our Clydesdales here on the ranch are primarily going to be barefooted.
Just seeing a horse that big, it's just amazing.
Lucky for us, we had our own personal tour of the place, courtesy of John Soto, the ranch general manager. He told us there was a superstar residing on the ranch. It gave us a chance to take in the expansive grounds, which contain 10 pastures populated with 90 to 125 horses during the year. That includes 4 to 6 stallions and 40 mares, and one very special filly called Hope.
Now this little girl, this is Hope. This was our little tiny baby that was in our Super Bowl commercial of 2012.
To my love.
Getting a chance to see Hope raised the question that brought us here to begin with. How does Budweiser manage to produce star-quality Clydesdales year after year? Well, a big part of that answer is right here, in the modern and spacious foaling barn that monitors and pampers mares and their babies from conception through delivery. Breeding takes place the natural way in the same room where the tour begins. Then 2 weeks later, John uses ultrasound to see if the mare is pregnant. Then 30 days later, he'll check for the first signs of a heartbeat.
So now what we're gonna do is we'll find her uterus and get it. See the little flicker right there? That's the heartbeat. So she is okay. These are some of our weanlings that were born earlier in the year. We get weaned, and then we work with them for a couple of weeks, and then they come out here.
So are they always as curious?
Oh, for the most part, yeah. They're kind of like big kids. They always want to know something new going on. They want to come out and see who's here.
Have they started any training?
No, just hands-on. You know, like they've all had baths. They've all been tied up. They've all lead all over the place. So they've had a lot of the groundwork done on them.
As we passed a stallion on the way back to the mare pasture, it struck us that he's got a pretty cushy job.
It's kind of like vacation then. They kind of get to just hang.
Yeah. They come in at night. You know, they got the life pretty good.
They really do.
As delivery day approaches, the mares check into a high-tech equestrian maternity ward.
So this is our pre-foaling area. What this is, our stalls in this wing are 16 deep, 14 wide. And what it's for is our mares, when they're within 30 days of foaling, they'll come into this area. So they go out during the day, but they come in at night. So we're checking them twice a day, so we know we're watching the signs as they get up close to their foaling date, so we don't want anybody to slip one past us.
Every aspect of the foaling area is thoughtfully designed for safety, comfort, and even aesthetics, like the stall walls.
This stall that looks like wood is actually not wood. It's a hard plastic. It's about 2 inches thick. It is rugged. I wasn't quite sure how it would work, but the horses they've kicked it, they won't chew on it, and it's colored all the way through, so if it scratches, you can't see it. And another nice thing about the barn is every stall has its own fan. Like this whole wing is all on a thermostat, so we have it set so when it gets around 70 degrees and you're starting to think it's a little bit warm, the fans will all kick on. We can turn certain stalls off. We can keep the whole barn going, so even as our tourists come through there, they're getting the nice breeze.
When we come back, we'll take a look at additional features of this special barn, including a very cool full alert system.
And that makes me run.
What a perfect ring.
Oh yeah, it's going to the races. I'm gonna show you one of our colts that he was our last one that was born, and he will be a hitch gelding one day. This is Jack. Mother's is Jane.
So how can you tell he's going to make a good hitch horse?
He's perfect color. He's bay. He's got 4 white legs, a good blaze face. His mane is a little bit light, but that's typical with a lot of Clydesdales. His mane's light, but it'll get darker as he gets older. He started off at 150 pounds, or roughly, and in a month's time, he's probably up to 200, probably 250 now. So they grow really quick.
So you said that Jane is a really good mama. What makes a good mama?
Well, with her, it's temperament. She's also been a very productive mare. This is her 4th baby. But the nice thing with Jane is she is just great to work around. She can have the baby. She doesn't get protective. She'll just like come in and help me. So she's just a real sweetheart of a mare. So now what we're entering is our foaling area. We have 6 foaling stalls in here. As you can see, they're the biggest stalls that we have. They're 16 deep by 20 wide.
Wow.
And it gives you plenty of room for a big Clydesdale mare to lay down and have the baby. One thing that's different in this stall is we have radiant heat. So if the mare's having a baby in the middle of January and it's 0 or 10 degrees, as she starts to give birth, we can kick the fan there, or kick the heater on, and it'll heat up and keep the baby at least somewhat warm until take the chill off until he's dry, or she. The other thing that these stalls have on every one of our stalls is the little TV camera. So now that has it, so it goes into the lab, so I can watch if I'm in there doing paperwork after a mare has her baby. I can keep an eye on the baby and the mare and how they're doing. And it also goes all the way to the house on all 3 floors, and I can kick it on whatever stall I want to just kind of monitor a mare and see if she's close to having the baby or not. So one of the other things that we have is this foal alert, and this is really a great little lifeline for us. So if we're not watching the camera at the moment and the mare decides to go into labor and starts having the baby, we put this on the mare when we start just getting nervous that she's getting close. So it sutures onto the back of the mare right by the birth canal. So the foal just barely starts to come out, everything tightens, and this magnet pops out. Well, then alarm goes off in the lab, and you can kind of barely hear it going off. But so then what it does is it sends a signal to an auto dialer, and then the auto dialer sends it to my phone. And that makes me run.
What a perfect ring.
Oh yeah, it's going to the races.
Take a good look, little one, because you may be seeing him prancing through your town someday, or maybe even on TV. In the meantime, that little fella is going to be one of the most pampered horses on the planet.